From the Grayman Briefing, this is a summary of recent developments regarding the Second Amendment, cybersecurity, protests, supply chain disruptions, national security, law and order, free speech, censorship, government oversight, and more. Now, the latest from GraymanBriefing.com. Here's this week's Sword, read out by Super Essie.
In this week's Sword, we'll look at how Illinois is appealing to keep its restrictive gun law in place, while New York faces a legal challenge over its bulletproof vest ban for civilians. Several states, including Texas, Florida, and Idaho, are...
This section has been redacted due to censorship efforts on this platform. We apologize for the inconvenience.
The FBI arrested a man suspected of planning a major ISIS-inspired attack. Canada's postal workers have gone on strike. A cyber attack on grocery chains such as Food Lion and Stop & Shop has led to major service disruptions. Indiana's ban on gender-affirming medical treatments for minors has been upheld. A CIA employee was arrested for leaking sensitive documents. Chinese hackers breached U.S. telecom networks. And in response to a recent Biden admin-approved U.S.-supplied missile attack within Russian borders, Russia has revised its nuclear doctrine to permit nuclear retaliation under special circumstances. Let's get started with the Second Amendment briefing. In Illinois, the Attorney General has filed an appeal to maintain the Protect Illinois Communities Act, or PICA, which restricts firearm and magazine access. This follows a federal judge's ruling that struck down PICA. The appeal keeps the law in effect until a higher court decision is reached. Over in New York, a federal judge allowed a challenge to the state's body armor or bulletproof vest ban for civilians to proceed, citing potential violations of the Second and 14th Amendment. Moving into health and safety and government oversight, local governments in several states, including Texas, Florida, and Idaho, are...
This section has been redacted due to censorship efforts on this platform. We apologize for the inconvenience.
Shifting into national security and terrorism, in Houston, Texas, the FBI arrested Anas Saeed for allegedly planning a terrorist attack on behalf of ISIS. Authorities report he was plotting a 9/11 style attack and had been searching for ways to commit acts of violence within the U.S. Now, the Infrastructure and Labor Action Brief. The Canadian Union of Postal Workers, that's the CUPW, initiated a nationwide strike on November 15th, halting mail and parcel services across Canada. The strike impacts holiday shipments and mail between the U.S. and Canada, with over 55,000 workers participating. Now moving into cybersecurity and the supply chain. Ahold Delhaize, pardon me if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but they're a multinational retailer. They own Food Lion, Stop & Shop, and Giant. They experienced a cyber attack that affected pharmacy services, e-commerce, websites, and store operations. Customers faced disruptions in deliveries and prescription refills as the company worked to restore the systems. And yes, there were many empty shelves that were somehow or another linked to this. I guess they're using computers and stuff to handle stocking. Now moving into legal update and health and safety again. In Indiana, the 7th Circuit upheld a law banning gender-affirming surgeries or genitalia mutilation and treatments for minors. This ruling aligns with similar decisions from other courts supporting state control over medical procedures deemed experimental or unnecessary or permanent for minors. Now, national security. CIA employee Asif Rahman was arrested for leaking classified documents detailing Israel's military plans against Iran. The documents allegedly included assessments of Israeli capabilities and planning details, which were posted on social media. More into cybersecurity now. Chinese hackers infiltrated U.S. telecommunication networks, including AT&T and Verizon and T-Mobile. The cyber espionage campaign known as Salt Typhoon accessed call records and messages of individuals tied to government and political activities. The Library of Congress confirmed a foreign adversary had breached its email systems, compromising communications between library staff and congressional offices from January of this year to September. Now moving into global conflict, Russian President Putin signed a revised nuclear doctrine allowing a nuclear retaliation in response to conventional attacks on Russian territory by nuclear-armed allies. This shift in policy follows U.S. supplied missile attacks within Russian borders. This is the attacks that the Biden admin just okayed, and they fired 6 already. I think Russia claims they stopped 5, almost 6 of those missiles, and because of that, they are now saying they have the right to respond with nuclear weapons. So we're going to stop here. If you're interested in hearing a little bit more about any of this, to see the sources, the videos, Grayman Briefing has it all. Check them out, www.graymanbriefing.com. We're just giving you kind of the bottom line up front for this summary of recent developments. Thanks for listening, and as always, remain aware, be vigilant, and stay safe.
Get unredacted, real-time briefings sent via email and through the Telegram and Signal apps by joining the Grayman Briefing.